It's time for Inside the Patch with your Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Gnarley Charley.
Welcome back to Inside the Patch, 1430 ESPN. It's Gnarley Charley. Brian Noe is in the house. But Brian, I got to thank our sponsors, Fresno Rack and Shelving. Nice rack. Plus, Porta Subs celebrating 50 years of subs. And if you want to donate to Valley Children's Hospital, just text the word Gnarley, Gnarley, to 51555. Brian Noe, the man that knows. What's up, man?
I'm just happy yes. Our Raiders got in the win column again, baby. That's right. Take that, Texans. How's that taste? You know, It feels bad when you're mocking the Houston Texans.
I know.
I'd rather mock the Kansas City Chiefs, but we're on the Texans right now.
Well, I didn't feel like they were like acting like they won the Super Bowl. It's like, come on. You know, they were like, all right, that's good. This is who we are. I do have a longhorn cow at my house. And I did go out and shoot video mocking her a little bit, but she didn't even know what I was doing.
Well, that's good because I thought, not to be too dark, I thought you were going to say I did go out back and I did shoot it.
No, we did not shoot it.
We shot a video of mocking.
Yeah.
Got it. It's way better.
You know, it's ironic. Speaking of my farm animals, is my goat. I have two goats, Loretta and Dolly. Loretta was attacked last night. Okay, now this is dark, but so was Tom Brady last week. And I'm like, whoa, both goats down same week. Kind of. My goat did not die, and neither did Tom Brady. But there definitely was a goat attack in the NFL and at the Gnarly residence.
That's crazy right there. And thankfully, they're both alive. That's good.
Both alive.
I don't know if Brady and the Bucs are going to heal faster than, is this Loretta or is it
Loretta?
Dolly?
This was Loretta. And this morning, I'll be honest with you. Farm life is weird sometimes. I went in the house to procure a weapon in case I had to do the worst thing.
Yeah.
And she must have heard me because when I came back up and at him and run around like, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
put down the sledgehammer, Gnarls.
Yeah,
I'm good.
No goats were harmed or dead. They were harmed, but they're not dead. So,
by the way, I did go out to, true story, Loretta Lynn's, is it ranch or
yes,
kind of like
huge ranch.
Yeah, huge ranch and like daughter of a coal miner, the whole thing. So I've been there before, Gnarly. You a country dude yourself. I thought that's my country cred right there. I saw Loretta Lynn in concert, and then we did make it to the ranch thing.
She just passed away a couple weeks ago, and for me, I got to interview her, and this is 10 years ago. And I believe I told her, I said, "Hey, what are you doing afterwards? Let's go to Hooters." And know what she said? She goes, "That'd be a hoot." And her daughter's like, "You ain't taking my mama to Hooters." But that was Loretta. So
yeah. That was great, man. She had a great vibe where in the concert, it was really funny because she told the story. She tells all these stories during her concert, but she told the story where she was cutting a song and it was a little pitchy and someone was like, "Hey, it's a little off." And she's like, "It's not going to be perfect all the time." She just had that vibe of like, it's not going to be gold every single time. It's fine. It's close enough.
We like it. All right. Speaking of not perfect all the time. Sorry, I got a cough. All right. The Raiders. They are not perfect all the time, but they have been perfect lately. What's your takeaway?
Like we said last week, Gnarly, it's like basketball. If you can get to the free throw line and you see the ball go in the hoop, sometimes as a scorer, you get your rhythm. And that's what the Raiders needed to do. They had no rhythm. They were close to winning multiple games and could not get over the hump. They were 1-4 heading into that game against the Texans. So our hope is that they got to the free throw line, saw the ball go in the hoop. Now they have their rhythm, and hopefully they'll go on a run here when you're looking at Saints, Jags, Colts, Broncos, Seahawks. Hopefully they can rattle off a number of wins in a row now.
They have set themselves up to where it's almost a must-win every game to talk playoffs. And I was talking to Kenny King last week, and he said, well, just like Oklahoma, we want to get our losing out of the way at the beginning of the year so that we can just sweep it at the end. And I kind of, we have to pick up that flag. That's just what we got to do.
Now, you seem to do a Kenny King impression with a pretty thick Southern accent.
Yeah, that was right on.
Kenny King?
Did you think for a second he was here? It felt like it, didn't it?
I thought I was looking at Kenny King for a second.
Oh, I did tell him. I said, Michael Jackson was the king of pop. But dang it, you're the king of the Raiders. He liked it. So
that's great, man.
The poor Kenny King, he gets drafted by the Oilers after they get Earl Campbell. So Earl probably wasn't very nice to him. He gets traded to the Raiders. The Raiders get Marcus Allen next year. He's just like, man, come on. But he's still king in my book. Can't take away that 80-yard touchdown. Man. That's it. Yeah. That's it. So there it is.
The NFL. It makes me think of Alex Smith, of all people. Remember the quarterback, Alex Smith?
Yeah.
Think about that guy's career. So he goes number 1 overall to the 49ers. They're a dumpster fire. So he sticks it out for years and years. They're bad. They're losing games. They're 2-14. They're finally good again. And in their Super Bowl year, he's replaced by Colin Kaepernick. So then he moves on. He's with the Chiefs. Playing pretty well for the Chiefs. Leads the league in passer rating. Oh, they drafted Patrick Mahomes. He's replaced from there. Gets traded to Washington. His leg is mangled.
Almost dies. Yes.
And then he comes back, has this triumphant return, and then calls it a career. But, man, lots of peaks and valleys in that career for Alex Smith, for sure.
Yeah. And a veteran, a stud. I mean, he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame, but he had a nice career.
Very nice career. Yeah, no doubt. But, man, some of the challenges, and think how bittersweet that would be to get to the Super Bowl the year that you were replaced.
Yeah.
And you're there on the sideline holding the clipboard after paying all the dues of all the losses. That's not easy at all.
Well, and I think of, speaking of those careers, like the Hall of Fame, Cliff Branch got into the Hall of Fame after he passed. Well, there's another young man named Lester Hayes that needs to be in the Hall of Fame, and I think he's next in line. I think he's next.
I just wonder, the interviews that Lester Hayes does, he knows that Stickum is going to be talked about. Like, he just knows it's going to be talked about. So my question to you is, do you ask him? Or do you zig when he thinks you're going to zag?
I think it's the elephant in the room, and I think he's the one they made the rule for. He's the one that they said, okay, no more of this. Because he wasn't like putting a little on his hand. He was painting his socks. It was like those fly traps that you pull the sticker off and everything sticks to it.
Where I would want to know is, and I'm sure he's been asked this a number of times, I don't know how you can ask a unique Stickum question. That's the thing. Like, it's one thing to ask about Stickum. It's another thing to come up with something original.
Right.
But, I just, my mind goes right to toilet paper.
Yeah.
Before the game, did he have some unfortunate Stickum toilet paper, uniform, weird stuff going on there?
Did you ever high five an opponent and they couldn't take the hand back? I mean, I guess we're stuck together. I mean,
if I was covered with Stickum head to toe, you know how sometimes team owners are on the sideline? Obviously you wouldn't do that to Al Davis, but like the other team's team owner, do you accidentally sort of stumble and trip and sort of regain your balance by bear hugging the team owner of the other franchise? Maybe that came into play at some point.
Well, and you got to just think, I mean, how gooey. You ever eat pancakes and you're sitting at the table and it's just, you just feel horrible until you get in there and wash and you're done because it's just sticky. I think every player that played with him, they probably needed a new ball every time he was involved in the play. Every time.
It's just one of those things in the NFL where you look back and you're like, how was that ever allowed to begin with? How? They just let it go on for a long time, and then they finally outlawed it.
Right.
Mainly because of our main man, Lester Hayes.
Because their ball bill went crazy. It's like
it's like their laundry bill. Like, we're spending so much money in Tide, we can't have this anymore.
That's horrible. And then it carried over to baseball too. It was kind of, wasn't George Brett's homer taken away about the same time? All that. It was kind of like, we're not going to allow gooey substances in pro sports.
Yeah, it's a weird thing where I'd have to go back, Gnarly, but you're right. The home run was originally not allowed, but there was something quirky with that where the game was delayed and then it might have counted in the long run. You have to go back and check that out. There's some weird stuff going on with that.
But I know it was pine tar and it was too high on the bat.
Yeah.
And I think I want to say it was Billy Martin that knew it was too high, waited for the chance to tell on him. Get us like, oh, he was saving that in his back pocket. Hey, I think that bat's illegal. Let's check it. Whoop.
The first thing I'm going to do is research this because I'm fuzzy. I'm fuzzy on it because he was originally ruled out. Don't quote me, but I'm not for sure that the runs never counted.
I just remember him running from the dugout like a maniac with his comb over bouncing everywhere and just hot. And I thought he was going to beat the ump up. It was like, that's
By
crazy.
the way, great tan. George Brett.
Yeah.
One of the tannest guys ever.
It's a George thing.
About Mount Rushmore for tan white guys, George Brett's got to be up there.
George Clooney. And then who was that old actor, George Takei? No, that's the Star Wars. Sorry.
I think of
George Hamilton.
Hulk Hogan. Got to be on the list.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Hulk, very tan white guy.
Yeah.
Very tan.
That's important. And okay, now that we're on the putting on things on your face, what's the deal with the eyeliner? What do you call that? The black stuff you put in your eye?
Yeah.
It was, okay, in the 70s and 80s, it was just a little bit right here. These guys are putting half face covered down. It's like war paint.
It is. And I'm noticing, too, it's a growing trend, Gnarly, where it's just one eye, and it's not the traditional just under your eye, like from left to right or whatever. It's sort of like from north to south, and they just do one eye. So Chase Claypool, he's the receiver for the Steelers. He does that. Will Rogers is the quarterback for Mississippi State. He had that going on. That's the growing trend. You don't do both eyes left to right. You do one eye north and south. That's the cool thing to do now.
Well, and earlier we were talking about how there are trends in the NFL. And I think I want to say, if you look at footage from the 70s, for example, when the Raiders played 1976 Super Bowl 11, half the crowd, or might say 3/4 of the crowd, did not have a Raiders or a Vikings shirt on. They had like a blue shirt on. They didn't dress up for the games. Now, everyone dresses up. But just like the Raiders in the 80s, the Halloween store kind of came into play. I noticed more skulls, more black. It's like every welfare check was spent at the spirit store and everyone was skeleton and pirate loaded.
Much better now. Much better now. You go back old school, even older than that, there are people wearing suits to baseball games.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? No, way better now with either the jersey shirts. I'm more jersey shirt if I go that way than jersey personally. But if you want to rock a jersey, that's great. One of my friends in Albany, New York, you would love this. Mm-hmm. His stance was, this is funny, based on your build as a person, you can only wear jerseys of players that are comparable to your build.
I think that's
so
true.
It's like I'm 5'11", 160-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So his theory was I couldn't wear like a Crosby jersey.
Yeah.
I couldn't just rock that because he's way bigger than me. I'd have to rock like a Derek Carr, something like that type jersey. Or a Hunter Renfrow. That'd probably be more my build.
See, and I think
you can't wear like a big middle linebacker or an offensive or defensive lineman. You can't do it. I always thought that was funny.
I think I would have to wear a lineman jersey, and I'm not wearing a lineman jersey. I'm just not. I mean, I love them, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
You couldn't wear Cooper Kupp's jersey.
Not
if
a
you
chance.
wanted to? Is that what you're saying here?
Not a chance. If it's following that way, I am off the special teams and any skill player. I can't do it. I'm too big.
So where are you at this stage? It's not quite like Richie Incognito.
No, I'm not there. I am a morbid obese, but I'm not in the 300s. But I'm 285, and I could go either way. I'm 6 foot. My chart weight would be like 185, which is never happening. I don't want it. I would be too much. But I do have a fourth grader strapped to my chest, and I'm trying to maybe get that. Because I look like a baby chick. Okay, I've got really skinny legs, and it's all right there wobbling, weebles wobble. If I were
just looking at the center position, Andre James. I mean, is that what we're looking at from UCLA? I don't know. Maybe you're just rocking Andre James jersey if this is what you're going for.
I'm hoping I'd like to get to a long snapper. Like, you're kind of big, but not that big, you know.
There you go. Yeah. You don't want to be, you're supposed to be 185? Is that?
According to the chart, which is never going to happen. But I'm 25 away from being under the morbid obese, just obese. So, which I really would like to get to obese.
Right there. You know, like, yay, obesity. You know, like, that's kind
I
of
made it. I just led into obese. Well, you know what, though? I feel like as the Raiders are getting better, I'm getting more energy, and maybe I am losing weight. But it sure was nice this week to not have that heart pain at the end, you know, towards like, oh, I don't have to worry about the last two possessions. Although I did feel like, oh, we're going to lose to the Texans at halftime. You know, I had that feeling.
It did feel like that. So it was great that it didn't go down that road. And look, Dameon Pierce is a good young rookie running back for Houston. But hey, they won by a couple of possessions. So like you said, it was you don't even have to sweat it out type.
No.
That was great. Something to build on for sure.
Well, and so we have the Saints this week, and I don't even want to look farther into the schedule. We have to take care of business at New Orleans. We have to. And that is our new thing. This week counts because we fumbled 4 games away. So there's no losing. It's none.
I just like that as the new slogan. We have to.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. You could hashtag it. Very easy to remember.
Right.
We have to.
We have to. That's it. There used to be just win, baby. Now it's we have to win, baby. You can throw baby. You can baby it up if you want, but just win. No, you have to win, baby.
We have to, baby. I like that. Yeah, there's a ring to it. You know, think about that because Who Dat is a great slogan for the Saints. I think we have to is right there. It is gaining ground on Who Dat.
We have to. We have to copyright that.
I'm thinking about getting it on my right forearm. I don't know. Do I dress it up with roses and skulls? I don't know. No. We have to is going right on my forearm.
Yeah, we have to. Yes, I think. Do we want to misspell it in any way to maybe make it stand out more? Haft is Haft Haft. Haft is it Haft too?
Maybe kind of like the zigzag thing.
Yeah,
it screams Old English, but it's been done so many times. Like the Old English letters. It's maybe you go Comic Sans. Maybe you go Comic Sans. We have to, and you're kind of like, wait a minute, this seems kind of important. We have to, but it's in Comic Sans, so it's kind of, you know, you don't know what's kind of going on here. It's counterintuitive. I like that, and
it could change everything. I watched a special on Paul McCartney talking about him and John Lennon. They wrote, "We love you, yeah," right? Played it for his dad. Finished song, and Dad goes, the British guy, he goes, "Yeah, but it's not really. It should be, we love you, yes. We love you, yes." And Paul's like, can you imagine? We almost listened to him. Hey, we love you. Yes. Same thing. It's
terrible idea.
Terrible idea. And it didn't happen. So we have to. We have to.
Now, sometimes horrible ideas do make it through. They should hit the cutting room floor. One great example is Field of Dreams. Fantastic movie, but have a catch. Who in their right mind says have a catch? Have you ever had a friend say, hey, want to have a catch real quick and then we'll head off to the game? No, we play catch.
Right.
That's what we do. We play catch. So someone snuck it through there and it made it onto the silver screen. And some people don't have a backbone. And they're easily influenced and they say it. They say have a catch. We need to deport these people that say have a catch right away, Gnarly.
I don't know if this is one of my pet peeves. If you're going to play catch in a movie, learn how to throw. Like Kevin Costner can play catch. And Tom Cruise, and I think it's the War of the World. So it's the end of the world scene. And you know, he had a Boston Red Sox hat on. He's having a catch with his son. And all of a sudden he throws like a girl, like, woo. And I went, and he cut it real quick. I go, rewound it. I go, oh my gosh, Tom can't throw. He can't throw. And they had to cut the thing. And I just believe if you're an actor, you could learn that. It's just like those guys throw out the first pitch and you're like, oh my gosh, have you ever thrown anything in your life?
We were talking about the north-south eye black. You know, I think it's become fashionable before games to throw the worst first pitch possible. It goes viral, right? You get your moment in the Twitter sun, if you will. I can't believe for a second 50 Cent is that bad throwing a baseball.
That could be the worst one ever.
No chance that's real.
Have you ever got to throw a pitch out? Have you ever got to do that?
I did one time. Yeah, I was in it was Albany, New York, and it was just like a minor league,
right?
Like a little league game or something like that. But it's fun, and you feel it. Like, it wasn't filled to capacity with thousands of people, but every eyeball that's there could be 55 people there. It feels like every eyeball is on you in that moment. Whether that's true or not, that's how it feels.
I was
at fun, man. It was a good time.
Fresno Grizzlies, they announced my name. I'm sitting there holding it, and I figured this out. I aimed, the catcher squats down. I aimed 5 feet over his head, right? Because my arm is so weak at this point in my life, right? Perfect strike.
Really?
With some pop.
Nice.
And I learned, because if I was doing a practice one and I was hopping it, I go, I am not hopping this. And so I think if you're like an older guy that used to play, hasn't played in a long time, 5 feet above the catcher's head, aim there, boom, because your arm's so weak, it's right in there.
That's good advice.
That's good.
And maybe, I don't know if maybe 50 Cent needs to aim 10 feet over the head. I don't know, but that's maybe good advice for some of the people out there.
Maybe football should have someone come out and kick a field goal or something. Opening field goal.
I kind of like the idea. I don't know if you rip it off and do a first football throw.
Right.
You know, first pitch is just the baseball thing. But ceremonial, you think about the puck drop.
Yeah.
You know, the first pitch in baseball. You don't really have anything in football. You have the coin toss, but that's it. That's not the same thing that we're doing with the first pitch.
Maybe you have to snap a long snap. You have to snap it.
just because, like race Tyreek Hill in a 40 or something. You know?
I like it. I think we're on to something here. But you know what? When I think about the game on Sunday, there's 3 words that come to mind. Are we going to win the game?
We have
to.
We have to.
We have to.
Yes. We have to. We have to find a way. The good news is Houdat has been a grease fire so far this season.
Yeah.
They have been rough. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised they've been this rough. But they've been bad. They've had a lot of injuries. We get it, but 2-5? 2-5. I didn't see that at this point for the Saints.
Well, I believe we are too. So one of us is going to be. Well, no, we're 2-4.
Gnarly.
2-4.
They're not 2-5 yet.
Yeah. So I want to be 3-4. I'd like to be 3-4. Sounds way better than 2-4. You know, I'm telling you.
Yeah. And look, man, you have to ask yourself this. This is what's kind of weird. Are the Saints a 2-6 football team? That's what they're going to be if they lose this home game. So that's kind of rough right there.
I just remember this. I learned today we have to, and that's what I'm going with. I'm going to play it. We have to. All right. Brian, thank you, brother. Once again, I will see you on the other side of 3-4. That's where I'm going to see you next.
Hey, man, we have to. We have this brand new slogan, 3-4, who would come?
That's right. Here we go. Who dat? We have to. That's all I know. All right. Perfect. We'll see you. We'll be back with more Inside the Patch right here on 1430 ESPN.
We'll be back with more Inside the Patch on 1430 ESPN, your official home of the Las Vegas Raiders.